welcome to the first official episode, the first juicy episode of Someday I'll Have a Podcast. My name is Ren, and I am your host. It's funny because I was setting up my little podcast profile or whatever on Anchor, which is the platform that I'm using to get this podcast into the world, and it asked me to choose a category, and they were all like sports and fitness or career and politics and entertainment, and I'm like, I feel like none of these categories fit anything that I'm going to be doing. I ended up going with society and culture, but I just thought it was pretty funny. I'm like, wow, I really don't have a niche, at least not yet. We'll see what this morphs into, but as you can tell by the title, if you clicked on this episode, we're talking about the idea of a career today. And this is just something I thought about, this train of thought, or this, what do they call it? School of thought, this idea, whatever, came to me when I was looking for jobs. Okay, so right now I'm bartending is my full-time gig, and I love it. Do not get me wrong, I freaking love it. But I did the whole 4-year college degree thing. I graduated, I got the bachelor's degree, etc., etc. And I still don't know what I want to do, I feel like there are so many things that I want to do in this lifetime. And I literally have in my internet browser, I have a bookmark folder called job potential, because there are literally, just have so many things that I want to do. And I feel like, I don't know, for some reason, it is hard for me to comprehend that people just get one job or one career per se, and they literally stay there their entire lives. I'm thinking about this in the scope of the average lifespan of an American is, okay, I didn't actually look this up, but let's say 85. Let's even go as far as to say the average life expectancy for an American is 100. Okay, that means we have only 100 years to live on this planet. Think at least 60 of those you're working, right? And so being in one singular career, I don't know, it just blows my mind. So I'm thinking about it. I used to work for Claire's, and I worked there for 5 years, and thinking about the huge variety of people that I interacted with on different levels. So obviously in the retail store, you've got you already have 4 different jobs. You've got sales associates, third key holders, assistant managers, managers. Then it goes above you, the district manager, the regional manager, the et cetera, et cetera. Then you have to think about the people that don't even deal with the retail side, the people that are in human resources and doing the hiring and doing background checks and doing the buying of the merchandise and the people who make the signs for the store and the photographers and the people who plan out the floor plans for each changing season. There are so many intricacies to every little company, and this is just one small ass company, one little retail store. And these companies are immense, and to think that one person is on a team of people just figuring out the signage for one retail store, and that's the thing you do for 50 years. What? That literally blows my mind. I just feel like I can't comprehend it. And maybe it's just because I am all over the place all the time. I just can't understand. So, with all this being said, I wanted to figure this out, because people will be I've had people tell me okay, a job is different than a career. I'm okay, what does that even mean? So I looked it up, and I Googled, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary online, a job is either a paid position of regular employment. Okay. I don't see how that's different from a career, but it's okay. We're gonna keep diving into it. Or B, a job is a task or piece of work, especially one that is paid. Okay, I can understand that. Sometimes people pick up a job that's helping your friend move, or helping someone move, and then maybe you'll get paid for it. Maybe you'll get paid for it in beer or pizza, those kind of things. We can look at that as a singular job. which I totally understand. I've had plenty of odd jobs throughout my time soul searching and trying to figure out what the frick is going on. And so then the definition for a career is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of a person's life with opportunities for progress. Okay, so breaking it down, essentially the main difference is the period of time. So they say that a career is more long-term, significant period of a person's life. This is just me nitpicking. I'm just being devil's advocate here. If you ask me, okay, any period of anyone's life is very significant, okay? Because when I was 16 and I had my first couple jobs, okay, that was a very significant period of my life because I was a freaking teenager. I was figuring out how to handle money in the first place. I was learning budgeting and learning responsibility of showing up to a job and learning a work ethic. So if we're gonna nitpick this and talk about a career versus a job, I would say my career as a guest service at a pool or my career as a sales associate at Claire's could be seen as a career because listen, that was a significant period of my life, you know? But the second part of the definition is with opportunities for progress. And again here, if I'm making my defense about a job versus a career, that job could have very easily turned into a career per se because I, in my personal experience, progressed from a sales associate to a third key holder, which gave me a lot of different responsibilities, a higher pay, etc., which then turned into assistant manager, which I did for a while, which again progresses into a new like pay level or pay bracket, I don't know, whatever it's called, and new responsibilities, which then turned me into acting store manager, which was like another progression. But at the same time, a lot of people would look at that and say, well, that's a job. That's not a career. And so then it's funny because in that environment, in that company, they call it like a career path. So I get it, you know, you're on the path to it becoming a career. I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind because there's also that statistic. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to look it up now because I'm gonna totally butcher it. Please hold. This is just according to like Zippia.com and ApolloTechnical.com and like random websites. I don't know if they have any credibility. Do not come at me. I am not here to. The point of my podcast is not to like spit out facts at you. But anyway, according to 4 different sources, the average person has 12 jobs throughout their lifetime. So I feel like I have already had 12 jobs in my lifetime and I am 24. I'm probably totally exaggerating. But if I broke it down, I probably have like over the time that the different jobs that I had when I was in high school or studying in college, when I just like they had to work with my class schedule and things like that. Like it varied quite a bit, right? I don't know. I just feel like this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like who came up with the idea that we just have a career and that's like, is it just the master plan of universities to make money for them to say, yeah, you'll study here for your career. It's the first step before your career, or I guess the next step before your career. And then you're in this lifelong trajectory of literally one job. That, what? I wonder where that came from because like looking back and how like societies started, it was like you weren't paid, you just did the duties you had to do so that you and your family could survive, right? So like traditionally there'd be hunter-gatherers, there'd be like the builders, there'd be the birth givers and it was just you did what you had to do to survive. And then we must have just evolved so much and probably pretty quickly if you think about it to where you literally like get trained for one career and that's the career you're expected to have for the rest of your life until you like retire when you're already old and gray and what? I don't know. Is this mind-blowing to anybody else? Like please reach out to me. Let's start a conversation. Like if you are deep in a career right now and you've been in this career for a bunch of years, or you just started your career and you're 20 something just like me, and you're like, well, yeah, this is what I'm going to do because I went to school for this. Does that not like blow your mind that you're literally about to do that for another 50 some years? Like the exact job that you are doing? Well, I guess if we go to the definition, if we rewind a little to talking about the definition of a career, okay, there's opportunities for progress. So maybe you won't be doing that exact job for 50 something years. But I don't know. I feel like, again, this could just be me because maybe I have undiagnosed ADHD, right? I am all over the place because there are 900 different things I want to do as a job in my life. I want to work for nonprofits. I want to be a full-time freaking podcaster or like content creator. Like I would love to like do some sort of job where I can travel and make videos about it. Like, you know the YouTubers that I watch like religiously, whether it be travel or festival or whatever. On the topic of festivals, I want to be a performer and go from festival to city to city and share the magic that I have felt at music festivals before. I don't know. I want to be creative in my like jobs or my career, like the way that I earn money. And I guess this ties back into my life philosophy, which will be like a whole nother episode. But I would also love to be like a full-time reseller or a part-time reseller where I can go live my life, like resell goods on eBay and on Poshmark and have that be my job. Like, I feel like the 5 things I just named are like so different. And like, I just can't understand that like we as people confine ourselves to one singular career for a freaking lifetime, for a literal lifetime. So I don't know. I want this to turn into a conversation. Maybe I'll do a part 2 of this and speak with someone. So let me know if you think that would be a good idea. Maybe someone who's been in their same career for a long time, like my dad, or someone who also is totally clueless on why the hell we're confining ourselves like that. Yeah, I guess it could be any of the above. So you can reach out to me on Instagram at Living Large with El Crew. The link will be in the show notes where you can find me. And like talk to me about this. I want to understand how people do this. Like it's crazy because I went to college and I did the whole thing. I did the 4 years and I mean I have a degree, but because it's not in something like law or engineering or nursing, it's like I'm having a harder time understanding how I could go one path with like for the rest of my life. Yeah, so I guess I feel like that's the bulk of really what I wanted to say, which is crazy that I'm only at like 13 or something minutes because I swear to you, I was like, I could speak on this for an hour. At the same time, I could very easily do that if I had someone to bounce my ideas off of. So maybe that'll be a part 2. And I'm looking forward to that. So definitely send me all your ideas. Send me your questions. Send me your comments and concerns. I cannot wait to hear them. And let's start a conversation. Let's be in touch. Maybe I'll do a part 2 based on just the things that you all send me. That would be exciting. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in to this first official episode. Again, I got the name for this podcast from always putting things on the back burner and saying, someday I'll do this, someday I'll do that. And I just decided, frick it, let's make someday today. And so maybe you could turn your someday into today too. Thanks for listening and make sure to reach out with your ideas on this topic or on something else that I should cover.